Welcome back to Tilted Glory Gaming. We are back to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 drama that is happening currently. Nintendo dropped, their announcement for the Switch 2 a little while ago, and they just had a direct on it the other day. To start off, a little bit of disclaimer. Um, I am from the States. I do live in the States. So if you were not aware of that, there you go. I will not be touching on any of the tariff stuff because I don't care. Okay, this is not what that's about. This is about the price that they announced and that they're putting forward for the majority of people, aside from Japan, because they're getting their own Switch 2 price for region locked for Japan. So that's fine. That's, if you want to do that for them, that's cool. I'm all good with that. What I'm not good with is you launching the Switch 2 at $450. The base Switch, which we're not comparing it to the OLED, because the OLED has an OLED screen. This does not. This has the same kind of screen as the regular Switch does. So we're basing it off the regular Switch compared to this one. Just like when people were comparing the PS5 Pro to the regular PS5. That's not a good comparison. PS5 Pro should be compared to the PS5 discless version because that's what the PS5 Pro is, discless. Okay? So now we got that out of the way. We're comparing it to the regular Switch. It's a 50% price increase from the Switch to the Switch 2. Went from $299 to $450. Or you can get it for $500. And no, I will not be calling it $499 or $449. The 99 is there. It's a penny less. We're rounding up. $500 if you want to get it with Mario Kart World, which actually isn't that bad of a deal when you later we talk about the price of Mario Kart. For instance, though, if you take this $449.99, what else can you buy for that? Well, you can buy from PlayStation a PS5 console with Astrobot bundle. Hey, you get a game for this one for the regular price. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh, but the Switch 2 is new and the PS5 has been out for years now. Yep, and the PS5 is still stronger. PS5 is still a better console as far as strength, being able to play things at higher frame rates, at higher resolutions. Still better in that aspect. Granted, it does not have the capability of you picking it up and walking it around like the Switches do. Also, for reference, I have 3 Switches in my house. We own 3 Switches, a 3DS, a DS, a Wii, an NES, a GameCube. I don't know where that one is, actually. I have to find that. I haven't used that in years. Anyways, going on, we also have Switch controllers. Okay? So we've got the Pro controller at $80. Okay. Okay. $80. It's an extra controller. It's the Pro controller. Cool. Okay, that's not that bad. It's essentially what a regular controller is with 2 extra buttons on the back that I think you can program. Otherwise, it is a basic controller. Or you can buy an extra set of Joy-Cons for $90. Heaven forbid you ruin your Joy-Cons, because no one's ever had that issue with their Switch, right? $90 to make it functional again. Okay. Okay, so let's see what a regular controller from PlayStation costs. $75. we're at $75 for a controller. Granted, you don't get the 2 back buttons. However, you do get this funny little centerpiece that does a whole bunch of shit. Okay? You get a controller that is tested and proven that it's really good, other than I think the battery dies really quick on these. I don't know, it's been a long time. But anyways, get out of there. This controller is what we're going to compare to this one. Because there's nothing fancy about this controller. Oh, but it has the C button. Oh, but it has the C button. We'll get to that too. Don't worry. We'll get to that too. All right, so then we go Mario Kart World. Great new game. Looks great. Loving it. $80. Okay, well, what did Mario Kart 8 Deluxe go for? Same price it goes for now, $60. That's another thing. Nintendo never drops their prices. So if you think they're dropping prices, good luck. Good luck. $60 for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, or $80 for Mario Kart World on Switch 2. That, my friends, is a 33% price increase. $20, 33%. Okay, well, they have other stuff. They have Donkey Kong, Bonanza. That's at $70. Why? I don't know. I don't know why Mario Kart World is at 80 and Donkey Kong Bonanza is at 70. They haven't said, they haven't commented on this. They will not take any questions about pricing currently. They're not allowing anyone to. Ask around. They're not allowing it. Okay. But you're going to get all these great games that are on other consoles that are coming down, like Cyberpunk 2077. So my initial thought on that was, how the hell are they getting Cyberpunk 2077 to run on a Switch 2 and they couldn't get it to run a couple years back on the actual, more powerful consoles? Well, they've had years to figure this out. Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying there. So Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red has come out and said they are listing the game at $70. They've said this, okay? You can buy it on PlayStation. Now, don't pay attention to the discount here because that's just on a, discount for now. So $50. $20 less for the base game. Now, the game that's actually going on PlayStation, or not PlayStation, on Switch 2 is the Ultimate Edition. Like, oh, but that's so great. Yep, it's $1 less than on PlayStation. And let me tell you why that's actually really dumb. Okay? This is a marketing strategy, okay, where they're not going to offer you the base game. They're not going to offer you the base game. They're only going to offer you the highest tier and then make you pay the full price for all of it, whether you want the DLC or not. The price of admission is all of it. You don't get the base game. That's not price of admission. Price of admission is with the DLC. That's bullshit. I actually had a buddy of mine I had an argument with the other day who said Grand Theft Auto 6, when it comes out, it's going to be so great. They're going to offer, it at $100 or $110 or whatever. But that's fine because they're going to make sure that all the DLC afterwards is free. And I just kind of looked at him and said, that's really stupid. That's really dumb. That's making you buy the deluxe edition. That's not giving you an option for the base game. That's saying you buy the deluxe edition or you don't buy it. That is your option. That's a marketing strategy. That is very aggressive, and I do not support it at all. CD Projekt Red, there is no reason why you couldn't have put the regular Cyberpunk on Switch 2 and you're only offering the Ultimate Edition. Unless they've not announced that. That seems really silly to say just the Ultimate Edition and not say that you're offering the regular one. Really silly. Along with that, they've reportedly said, we are still improving performance, but we are targeting 1080p docked and 720p in handheld mode. Okay. With 30 to 40 frames per second. God, that's going to feel bad. Depending on the mode, of course. Performance or quality. If we go over, PS5 runs between 50 and 60. With its improvements, runs between 50 and 60. And there's no 60 frames per second on Xbox Series S, because that's the big thing. If you don't know, the big thing that's holding back a lot of games is Xbox's insistence that if a game comes to Xbox, it has to work for both their platforms, and the S is just inferior to the X. It just doesn't work as well. It doesn't run games as well. But developers have to make it for both, and kind of, sucks it up for the rest of us. Next, we're going to go to Nintendo using some clever wording to try and get one over on you. Okay? They use things like up to 120 FPS. Up to 120 FPS. That's all fine and dandy. I'm trying to find my mouse right now. That's all fine and dandy. What games? Which games are you getting up to 120? Because we just found out that Cyberpunk is aiming at 30 to 40, depending. If we're talking like side-scroller 2D platformers, yeah, I'd hope that at this point you can do above 60. I really do, because that's just piss poor. If you're doing side-scrollers and they're not even hitting 60, come on. So yeah, tell me, what games? What games are you hitting 120? Because saying it can do 120 and a game actually performing at 120, a legit game, not like, oh, you're playing, the tabletop games on Switch, which they do have, games for that. Play chess on Switch and whatnot like that. That stuff, I mean, come on. But an actual game running at 120? Show me. Show me the game. I want to see it. Next one. We created a new button. Yep, the C button for credit card. Because it requires an online subscription to use it. That's not a feature. That's an add-on for a price. That is you saying, hey, you see this button that we added? You're going to want it. You're really going to want it. That's FOMO right there. You're missing out on something you could have. It's right there at your fingertips, but you can't have it unless you pay us. Pay us money. Okay. I see you. I see what you're doing there. Going back to PlayStation. Yeah, Astrobot. Straight from PlayStation. With their PS5 bundle. Okay. Nintendo also made a tech demo. Oh boy. They made a tech demo to show off all the cool things Switch 2 can do. Except for, that's extra. It does not come with the console, and you will have to pay for it. It's not just extra as in you have to download it. No, you have to pay for it. That's an extra payable add-on for the console, a tech demo to show you what the Switch 2 can do. Pay us money. Now you might have seen it. There, I skipped to the tab here for it, but I did a little bit of looking because I'm like, okay, maybe Nintendo is paying people more. Maybe they're like trying to figure out how to, you know, make up wages and all this other stuff. What is their justification for making things cost so much more? So this article is from 2025, January 20th of 2025. And they go over the average salary for a Nintendo employee. $62,000 is the average. I've looked on other sites. Everything says 62,000. I can't exactly figure out where they're getting that information, but there's a bunch of different websites that say that and report back to Diamond Online here, saying that Nintendo employees make, 9,627,000 yen per year, which is 62,000. It is Japan's second most paying company. However, curiously, Nintendo has shown its salaries declining 2.3% when compared to the previous fiscal year. Well, that's interesting. That's all right here. Right there. Okay? That's very interesting. So that makes you think, what were they paying? Number of employees, average age, average length of employee, average workday, average annual salary. This was 2019. This was put out by Nintendo Job Recruit. The job recruitment page for Nintendo put out the average salary was 80,000 in 2019. 2025, 62,000. Something's a little fucky there. I don't know what, but something is a little screwy. So I ask you, are you buying a Nintendo Switch 2? I'm not, at least not as of now. I might eventually. I'm hoping the price comes down. I highly doubt it will. But I can tell you it's going to take a lot for me to buy it. It's not going to be something I'm rushing to buy. And I hope a ton of people sit back and wait, because there's been precedent in Nintendo's lifespan of people saying, we're not buying that. And they do lower the price. I think the last time was the GameCube. But I'm not going to go into this bullshit scam of we need to charge more because it costs us more. Okay, there's a little bit of an adage when it comes to consumers and manufacturers, or people that provide you content or product of some sort. Okay, the consumer doesn't care. It's not the consumer's. It's not their responsibility to care what your issues are. It does not fall on the consumer to deal with your issues. Okay, if I have a bad day as a content creator, okay, if I have a horrible day, I can't just come on and be like, hey guys, fuck all of you. This is what we're doing today. I don't care about any of you. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you want to watch. I'm going to sit here and talk politics all day. I'm not a political channel. I'm not going to talk politics. That's not what you're here for. You don't come here for that. I talk video games. I talk video game news. That's my whole shtick. That's my thing. That's what you come here for. It is not your responsibility to worry about my problems, okay? It is not our responsibility to worry about other manufacturer problems either. It is not our responsibility to worry that Nintendo decided they wanted to make the Joy-Cons work like a mouse, so they put time and money into that. Who's going to use that? Who is using that? Who needed that? Did anyone ask for this? Is this ever going to be useful in any game? Probably not. I can tell you why. Because, again, I've got 3 of these things. 3 of them. And these little Joy-Cons come off none of them. None. You know why? Because I'm either playing it like this, okay? Or it's in the dock and I'm playing it with a controller. Not this one. This isn't my Switch controller, but a controller. I'm not taking the Joy-Cons off. And the majority of people that I know that have a Switch do the same thing. They don't take the Joy-Cons off. Why? Because you think this is ever going to break? You think this is ever going to not work? Damn straight. Leave that shit on. Okay? We're not taking that shit off. Not to mention, no one plays. Who's playing with the Joy-Cons? No. You go out and buy a freaking controller and you play with that. Next thing. Oh, we're gonna put a microphone on it. Okay. I understand the microphone on, again, using Switch 1, not a Switch 2. I understand putting a microphone on top of here for when you're playing like this. Okay? When you're playing like this, that's great. When you take these off, and this is sitting docked, 5, 20 feet away from you at the computer or at the TV, how is that thing hearing you? Clearly. Oh, they say that it's noise canceling, da 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 da. They showed the blender, and I call bullshit. I call 100% bullshit. I'll believe it when I see it. Just like the camera that they have that green screens you apparently. The camera that green screens you and puts the game behind you, bullshit. I'll believe that shit when I see it, that it actually works properly and isn't finicky as shit. Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be finicky as shit. That's why no one buys the camera for Xbox, for PlayStation, and I don't think they're going to buy it for Switch 2 either. Not to mention, who's carrying that thing with you? Okay, the whole purpose of this thing is to be able to carry it around. Okay? Yeah, maybe when it's docked. If you wanted to make something that was, permanently there, just make a console that's permanently there, not one that you pick up and take around. Put the camera on the goddamn machine. It is right there. Right there. Put a camera right there. Perfect. Face cam. Done. Done. And then when it's docked, no cam. Done. Who the hell wants to make their screen smaller when they're in docked mode to have peripheral of their friends playing different games? I don't care. If I'm going to talk to my friends while we're all playing games, either A, we're playing the same game and we're in game chat, not on fucking Nintendo, for damn sure. It's usually Xbox or PlayStation. Or Discord, Or for those friends that haven't come that far yet, I have a couple of them. Phones. Frickin' phones. That's it. Speakerphone. Yes, I know. My friend Corey, he's not very computer literate. Anything. He's very much Call of Duty, Madden. That's about it. So that's where that comes in. That's you putting all this, time and money into these small things that you're adding on to the console that people aren't going to use over time. The little gimmicky stuff does not justify you adding price because no one's going to fucking use it. Okay? You can't just add things and say, oh, well, we added these so we can have more money. Okay, but I didn't want those. Well, it comes with it. It's the same thing as CD Projekt Red with the, you are getting the Ultimate Edition. Yep, right there. Or here. Ultimate Edition, right there. Okay? That's just them not giving you the option for the normal one. That's saying you're going to pay it because we said so. Have fun. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't think this is a good marketing strategy. I don't think they should be rewarded for this. Give me justification for this. Give me justification for why the weakest console is the one that's going to up all the gaming prices. And everybody else is going to follow suit. You don't think they are, they will. And oh, no, the games cost more because of inflation. No, bullshit. One, bullshit, because they're selling a hell of a lot more games now than they were 10 years ago. Okay? Sales numbers are way up throughout the industry from 10, 15 years ago. So saying inflation, no. That doesn't cut it. Two, my thoughts on inflation compared to video game pricing, I don't fucking care. Not buying it. That only means that I'm going to be way more particular about the games I buy. That doesn't mean I'll just buy the same amount of games. You misunderstand your, how far you can step here. You're overstepping by far. That's not how this is going to work. I don't know what you're thinking. Again, I have 3 Switches in this house. Okay? I do not mind buying Nintendo product. I have 3 Switches, a DS, a 3DS, a Wii, a GameCube, an NES in the house right now. Do you think I have an issue buying another Nintendo product? No. I'd love to. I would love to. Matter of fact, before the 3DS eShop got shut down, I filled up every spare space I had on all my cards with games. And I made sure there were no duplicates or anything like that. Just game after game after game. I bought everything I could from that shop. Why? Because I liked the console. And it was worth it to me. This is not worth it to me. This is bullshit. Just make it make sense. I don't know what else to say. Just make it make sense. And as for people wondering, well, you compared everything to PlayStation. You must be a PlayStation fanboy. I owned PlayStations my entire life. Okay? I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I've never got a PlayStation 5. Not once. Okay? PlayStation 5 when it came out, whole bunch of scalpers, and I said I'm not buying it from them. And by the time, I was able to get my hands on one. I said, you know what? There's not really any games out that I want to play on PS5. I can't play on PS4. I'll just play it on my PS4 Pro, and I'm fine. I don't care. So that's what I did. And back last year, I wanted to buy a PS5 Pro. They were getting ready to announce PS5 Pro. I was so excited. I was like a little kid in a candy shop, okay? I was a little kid in a candy shop. I wanted to get a PS5 so bad because I wanted to have every PlayStation console because I love PlayStation. Fanboy, yeah. Guess who didn't get a PS5 Pro? Guess who refuses to buy a PS5 Pro? And I'm not buying a regular PS5 at this point. I'll just wait for PS6. If I even buy that. I didn't get a PS5 Pro. You know why? Because I did not agree with their pricing. I thought they overstepped. And I'm fine with it. I won't buy it. Ironically, I said, you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather take that large amount of money that I'd spend on a PS5 Pro and I'd rather put it towards a computer because I've always wanted to build a computer. That's what I have now. That's what started this channel. Me saying, I'm not buying that. I'm going to put it towards something that I want to build, that I want to have a good time with, that I've always wanted to do. I've just never fully had all the money. You know, it's slowly building up. And I'm like, rather than spend that, what was it, let's see what it is. Let's see. PS5 Pro, $700. $700 for a PS5 Pro. No, not add to cart. Just go to it. Not that it matters. 700. Just nah. Put it toward the computer. I do not have a problem with not buying a console. I don't. You can have exclusives out the wazoo. I don't care. If I feel it's overpriced, I'm not buying it. I may eventually buy a Switch 2, but it's not going to be for me just putting all my money towards it. It's going to be, I don't know. I don't know what would make me buy it. I'd have to come into money somehow that I wouldn't care about because I care about money too much at this point. I have bills to pay. I have things to do. I have other hobbies that cost money. I'm not buying that. So let me know down in the comments, are you buying a Switch 2? Are you looking forward to it? Do you not agree with the pricing? Do you agree with the pricing? Let me know. Okay? Open discussion. Tell me I'm wrong, but tell me why. Don't just say you're wrong or you're jaded or anything like that. Give me why, and we'll have a discussion. With that, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye.